For our pregame prayer.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bishop McDevitt here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is Bob Long Sports and the broadcast of LaSalle College High School football. We bring you now inside our broadcast booth, Bob Long and A.J. Carabello alongside. Excited to have you, my friend. We've seen now two iterations of this newfound rivalry. LaSalle 2 years ago came here to Bishop McDevitt, won the game 21-0. Last year, Bishop McDevitt on a warpath all the way to the state title win. Took down LaSalle 56-7. So we're looking for a tight game here tonight. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, very excited. Two really good teams, and we'll definitely see what happens. Obviously, McDevitt winning a state championship last year, but we'll see what LaSalle can do this year.
We'll take a quick break and come back for kickoff here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following three characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with three great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national... Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help.
With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
The coaches out.
Welcome back, folks, and appreciate those of you that are not tardy because, yes, this game is kicking off 15 minutes earlier than expected. Potential storms off in the distance, but we'll do our best to avoid them. This is Bob Long. Alongside me is A.J. Carabello. He's my color commentator and cameraman today, pulling double duty. Bishop McDevitt, they're dressed in the navy blue here tonight up top with the gold helmets and the white pants. LaSalle, it's basically the inverse. They have the gold helmets with white up top and the navy blue pants. LaSalle 1-2 on the season thus far. Wins over North Penn and then a loss to Malvern Prep in the final minutes last weekend at Ocean City, New Jersey. Bishop McDevitt, boy, all they've done is challenge themselves with the number 9 team in the state of Maryland. Mount St. Joseph, they won that game, and then took down the number 3 team in New Jersey, DePaul Catholic. So a reigning state champ. A lot of guys graduated and moved on to the next level. We'll get to that. But plenty of talent remains here in Harrisburg. Chris Heck will kick this one away. Bishop McDevitt will receive. And we are underway. And that one is misplayed at the 10-yard line by Rico Scott. Taken down at the 25-yard line. Scott, a rare miscue for him, a senior wide receiver, set all types of big-time numbers last year, AJ, and is going to Alabama to play football next year.
Yeah, definitely a really, really good receiver. One of the many weapons on this Bishop McDevitt team, so LaSalle is definitely going to be challenged here today by Rico Scott and everybody else in this Bishop McDevitt offense, especially the quarterback throwing it to him, junior Stone Saunders. I remember 2 years ago we were in this exact same press box. I was working the camera as well, and we watched Stone in his first ever high school football game. So it's been exciting to watch him develop over 2 years.
A lot of pressure on Saunders, and he goes down. Matt Wills comes off the edge from that outside linebacker position.
Saunders sacked by Matt Wills.
What a play by Wills. Another look at him coming quickly off the edge. He was late to camp this year. Certainly wasn't his fault. He's an all-world lacrosse player going to Penn to play that sport next year. But, boy, the football cleats there, easy to pick up, and what a sack to get started.
Yeah, what a play to start the game. A big statement by LaSalle. He got off the edge very quickly and took Saunders down.
This time 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers for LaSalle. The handoff is to Maurice Barnes, and we'll learn a little bit more about Barnes as he plunges up the middle for 3 yards. Barnes is a big-time linebacker recruit. Schools like Penn State, Michigan, Syracuse, Rutgers, Maryland, Colorado, and more want him as a linebacker, and you'll see him kind of in a Travis Hunter type of role, playing both ends and mostly every snap tonight.
Yeah, that's very impressive. You don't see a lot of guys, going 2 ways these days, but, to be recruited as a big-time linebacker to all those schools that you mentioned, big-time programs, as well as being, the starting running back for this Bishop McDevitt team is really impressive.
So 3rd down and about 14 yards to go. They need to get right to the 35 for a first down. Saunders stands in. Good protection, and he'll fire it deep for Rico Scott, and he overthrew him by about 3 yards. But that is the danger when you got a Kentucky commit throwing to an Alabama commit. You got to make sure you have coverage over the top. LaSalle pretty well defended.
Yeah, that was definitely very good coverage by LaSalle. They're going to try and throw it deep. Stone Saunders has the arm talent to make throws that far down the field. And, Rico Scott has the speed. So, they're going to have to make plays deep and see what they can do and not get burnt.
A high snap is handled. And punted off the side of the foot. This will take a decent hop, but great starting field position for LaSalle. It'll be just outside the 40-yard line, and that's where we'll meet this Gavin Sidwar-led offense for the Explorers.
LaSalle College will have the ball first and 10 at the McDevitt 42.
The expected starters for LaSalle up front: Lucas Donahue, Tiernan McNichol, Andrew Brennan. Left guard, tackle guard, and center respectively, with Matt Thiel and Chris Salecki doing a really nice job on the right-hand side of the line. That's a brand new right-hand side of the line, but 5 seniors going across the front, with Gavin Sidwar, the sophomore 6'3" starter. J.P. Oates, Julian McFadden, James Dolan, and Joey O'Brien will get the majority of the catches at the wide receiver position. In fact, this is Dolan in motion, and the handoff is to the senior bell cow running back, Stevie Davis, up the gut for 1. Robert Riley will play tight end today. George Higgins will get a few snaps as well. When they go with the fullback, LaSalle will throw John McSorley, the do-it-all guy, along with Gavin Muller out there on the field. And when Stevie Davis needs a blow, Des Ortiz and freshman Azir Nelson will get snaps. First quarter action just a few minutes in if you are joining us near the top of the hour. The game started a little bit early today. Here's a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Julian McFadden couldn't make the play. That's really good coverage on the outside.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage by Bishop McDevitt. A really good throw by Sidwar, though, and, he got it to his receiver. Just excellent coverage, didn't allow the play to happen.
And let's meet that defensive secondary for Bishop McDevitt. Starting there is Leon Parson, number 21, with a great breakup. Jair Rollison has been a big part of things the last 3 years. 2 state championship appearances, 1 winner. Chase Regan and Nevin Hopkins, 2 seniors in the secondary. Sidwar, he runs out of time, but able to elude and make the play. J.P. Oates has a first down. I'm looking for a flag here on the left-hand side of the line. Nothing thrown. Fortunate there for LaSalle. Salecki got a pretty good piece of Lucas Lawler, the junior.
Brought down by Jaden Garnes, first and 10 at the 30.
And I think this partisan Bishop McDevitt crowd would agree. 9:02 to play. First down of the game by either side. Sidwar. He'll fire it again. Has McFadden over the top. And McFadden brought it down inside the 5. Well, you see the matchup they want to attack. It's Leon Parson on the outside. Made a great play the first time, AJ, but that time McFadden had the step and a better throw.
Yeah, Sidwar went right back to McFadden on that right sideline, and, this puts the Explorers, first and goal. We'll see what they do, but I think they're going to keep attacking that matchup all game.
Front 7 for Bishop McDevitt, trying to get a stop here inside the red zone. They have him spotted at the 3. Davis makes one miss, gets into the end zone. Touchdown. LaSalle on the board first.
Yeah, that was a great first possession by the Explorers. That, it really started with great field position, getting that sack on the first play, kind of pinning them back, and then, the punt that got them to, their own 40. That was really, really good offense by the Explorers.
Stevie Davis will take the extra point attempt. We saw Chris Heck kick off and take some of the extra points against North Penn in week number 1. In the lone extra point appearance against Malvern Prep, it was Stevie Davis, and this looks to be, for the time being, his role. Pumps it through, 7-0 LaSalle.
8:21 to play in the first quarter.
And already a much better start than this LaSalle team had at this time last year when they were hosting Bishop McDevitt in early September.
Yeah, that was, not a great game from the Explorers last year, so they're trying to, bring it back, make it a competitive game this year, and I think they're really on the right foot doing so far, getting out to a 7-0 lead early on in this first quarter.
And Heck will kick this one away. Rico Scott and Chase Regan back deep to receive.
Number 4 Regan, number 6 Scott back deep.
The Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt, a proud program, a fantastic team in the 4A. And they kept it away from Rico Scott. They're going to give up decent field position, though, will the Explorers. Stone Saunders will get started again at the 35-yard line. We didn't really get to meet this Bishop McDevitt offense, not for long. Just 3 snaps and then a punt on the last possession. Going across the line. Landon Blauk at the left tackle, Dallas Davenport at the left guard. Owen Robel, brother of Riley Robel, now playing his football at JMU, a teammate with our good friend from last year, Daryl Dengoy, who's playing at James Madison University. Ja'Kai Logan at the right guard and J.J. Torres at right tackle. Maurice Barnes, we mentioned him. Nazir Jones-Davis will also take some snaps in the backfield, and he's in there now alongside Stone Saunders. And LaSalle does a really nice job there. The front 4 got active. Kieran Campbell was in the area on the stop, gain of 1. The wide receivers tonight for Bishop McDevitt: Chase Regan, Nevin Hopkins, Rico Scott, and Jonte Quick.
Nazir Jones-Davis on the carry. Gain of 1, it'll be 2nd and 9.
Jones, Davis, and Barnes running behind an entirely new offensive line here this year. 5 guys moved on to play at the next level. Rico Scott comes back to the football, made 1 miss, and he can turn on the Jets with the best of them. Touchdown. Just like that. One more look, and you get a defensive back in the open field. You trust your athlete to make a play.
Yeah, that was a great play call from Bishop McDevitt. Just 2nd down, just throwing it short to Rico Scott and letting him make a play. You can see why, he'll be going down to Tuscaloosa to play for Nick Saban. That was just a very, very impressive play and a great way to retaliate against the Explorers and get on the board here.
Hello, shootout. 7:26 left in the first quarter, and LaSalle's going to keep the 1-point lead. 6:59 p.m. here in the East, AJ. Folks expecting to see kickoff now again. If you are just joining us, there are potential storms in the forecast, so they made the decision about a half hour before the game started to move the time up 15 minutes. So we started at 6:45, and before you blink, it's 7-6 LaSalle. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. They are our favorite LaSalle realtors, and they help my wife and me to buy our dream home. If you are looking to buy or sell your house, it's an interesting market. High interest rates, high demand, low supply. Hey, maybe that's good if you're a seller, not as great if you're a buyer, but they can be the ones to put you in the position to either buy or sell when you need to do so. They can take you through the process. Take someone that was really naive about the process like me and made me feel really comfortable. So we appreciate them, and they support the school in so many ways. So please give them a call. Contact information on your screen. That's Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. This one is kicked short, and it's caught by Gavin Muller. Had the momentum going backwards, so we'll get out to the 30, and the ball came loose. The whistle never blew. LaSalle ended up on top of it.
Yeah, almost a scary situation there for the Explorers. They'll start on the 29-yard line, it looks like, but that would have been an excellent field position for Bishop McDevitt to start with the ball.
LaSalle went 42 yards in a couple of plays on the last drive to score. Now have to go a full 71 if they want to get it into the end zone here. 7:17 to play, first quarter. Appreciate everybody joining us here today. Ways to stay engaged with the broadcast. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram. If you message us on Twitter, give us a little "where you at," and we will give you a shout out on the air. High snap handled, and Stevie Davis will churn forward. Ends up being a gain of 3, but how about the athleticism, AJ, by Gavin Sidwar?
Yeah, no, I mean, a little bit of a high snap there, but, he handled it well and, gave that ball to Stevie Davis just to get a couple yards. But, Yeah, Gavin Sidwar, he's a really good athlete, only a sophomore, but you saw it on that last drive. He made some nice throws, escaping some pressure in the pocket. So, he's a good quarterback.
Like Stone Saunders, just a year older than Sidwar. A lot of Power 5 interest at this point, as Dolan will scoot to the sideline, takes a big hit. 3 guys taken out on the Crusader sideline there. Gain of about 4.
Knocked out by 16, Jaden Garnes.
Jaden Garnes, number 16, you're going to see him. Hello, if you're on the sideline, Garnes and company coming into your living room. 3rd down and 4. Ball needs to get to the 39, maybe just past that hash mark for a first down. Sidwar stands in. A 4-receiver set, that's Oates in motion. And they're going to run the screen for Stevie Davis. Davis is in a foot race and stays in bounds. He'll score.
Wow, what a play by the Explorers to, answer the long touchdown by Rico Scott. The Explorers throw their own screen pass and get a touchdown.
And tell you what, to the short side of the field, you saw on the replay there, both Oates and McFadden lined up on the near side. They run drag routes across the center. They take the linebacker and the defensive back with them, a natural sort of rub play. Stevie Davis sneaks out to the near side. What a play call.
Yeah, that was just a really good play. And, again, you saw it with Bishop McDevitt having their athlete make plays. Stevie Davis likewise, little screen pass and turn on the Jets and get in the end zone.
And you can give him all 7 points as he knocks the extra point through. The LaSalle coaching staff is about 10, 15 feet to our left here, and when that play developed the way they wanted, a lot of happy faces and voices up here on top of the press box. Big start for LaSalle. We got a shootout on our hands. Again, if you joined us at 7:05, I don't know what to tell you. You've missed 20 points. The game started at 6:45. I get a sense that you're going to see some scoring over the next 2+ hours. You didn't miss everything, that's for sure.
94 Heck will kick off, 4 Reed and 6 Scott are deep.
Chris Heck will kick this one away. Angled towards that sideline. It's handled there at the 24. And he is still churning forward to the 31-yard line. That's where Stone Saunders and that offense will get started once again. Nasir Jones-Davis on the return for about 10 yards.
Ty Holland on the tackle. McDevitt has the first and 10 at the 30.
Before we go any further on this broadcast, and we'll have a lot more at halftime on this, the Bob Long Sports family extends its condolences to Drew Gordon and the rest of the Gordon family, the rest of the LaSalle College High School community, football, and beyond. A man who started coaching for this program at the head coach level back in 2006. He's assisted as far back as 1994 and hung it up in 2014. 5 consecutive Catholic League championships, a state title, 4 state semifinals. A big hit there, takes down Stone Saunders after a gain of 5 yards. We'll hear from some of Drew's old players, folks that played for him for many years, and one of his assistants. We had a chance and appreciate all of their sentiments. We're excited to show you guys at half what he meant to so many. Again, our condolences to Drew Gordon, one of our favorites. 2nd down and 5. 5:37 and ticking here in the first quarter. Handoff is up the gut to Barnes. The big boy is hit and pushed backwards. Well done there by LaSalle. Andrew Swords, the freshman, was in the area and made the play. 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, the Explorers' front 7 has really been doing a good job tonight, putting pressure and really not allowing anything to generate in the run game for the Crusaders here.
Ball needs to be, it looks like just a hair past that white line coming across at the 40. Nasir Jones-Davis is the back in the backfield. Saunders, little hitch route there, and Rico Scott makes the play. He needed 3. He got 8. First down for Bishop McDevitt.
That will be a first down, gain of 9.
And another look here. Again, you see all the eyes of those linebackers and the defensive backs. They're not looking at receivers. They're looking in the backfield. That tells you that LaSalle's playing a zone. Well done by Rico Scott. Not just a great athlete, a student of the game, understood where the softness was going to be in that zone, AJ.
Yeah, really smart play by Rico Scott and a good play call by the Crusaders. You know, they only needed 5 yards. You didn't need anything big, but, you know, if you put it in the hands of Rico Scott, we saw it earlier, who knows what can happen.
1st and 10. And here is Jones Davis. Breaks 1 tackle, and he's hit backwards there at the 49-yard line. Gain of 3.
Desir Jones Davis carries. Stop by Chris Filippo.
Stoppage on the play. There is a
down.
flag right down at that 49-yard line. We'll await the call. And it is a face mask call against LaSalle. It's a 15-yard penalty. All the way down to the 37-yard line.
Will be a first and 10 for McDevitt at the LaSalle 37.
So that huddle, it was just off camera. You didn't see it. They broke the huddle on their side of the field at about the 48. And everyone went for a little jog all the way up to the 37-yard line. LaSalle certainly isn't going to hear that call on the defensive side. Saunders. Pressure, he's hit and is taken down. It's the 2nd sack of the night for Matt Wills. And frankly, AJ, Saunders did a great job just to hold on to the football.
Yeah, no, I mean, Matt Wills just came in there. He was flying, and, you know, Saunders was hit hard, so at least he held on to the football, and, you know, they can, you know, keep running the offense right now, and hopefully, you know, their goal is still to pick up a first down and hold on to the football.
It's a loss of 9 yards, 2nd down and 19. They need to get all the way down to the 27-yard line for a first down. 4 wide receivers set. They're going to run a lot of 10 personnel. Jeff Wechter loves how Saunders can spread it around and how talented these receivers are. And he'll throw the screen, and Barnes has it. There's a clear hold, and the flag came in that area. Nicely done by Joey O'Brien to get into that lane there and certainly sell that call. Not much to sell, but a clear hold. Nevin Hopkins. And the other thing you're going to see is, see all those big boys out there? They're about 10, 15 yards down the field. That ball was caught beyond the line of scrimmage. If that's the case, it's also an eligible man downfield.
Call is holding on McDevitt.
So they choose to go with the holding call there, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was, you know, not much going right for McDevitt on that play. So, you know, that'll send, you know, the Crusaders back for a 2nd and very long.
Math time now, huh? 26, they have it listed on the big board.
Yeah, 2nd and 26. I mean, that's a good situation for the Explorers to be in. You know, after letting up that face mask penalty, now they're, you know, looking at 2nd and 26. So hopefully they can hold them here and get the ball back.
2:27 and ticking here in the first quarter. Bishop McDevitt is in the navy blue tops with the ball now. Saunders across the middle and incomplete. It was a low throw, kind of came over the top. His throwing motion was a bit affected, and Rico Scott was the intended receiver.
Yeah, the ball was just a little bit low for Rico Scott.
Jamel Williams was providing pressure, a little swim move, put him right in the face mask there of Saunders, so he had to kind of throw it more over the top. A little wiggle in that football, not a smooth spiral.
And now the Crusaders got to see what they draw up here in the playbook, but they got to convert a 3rd and 26.
Saunders in the shotgun with 4 receivers. Stands in, avoids a tackle, and is sacked. The ball came out, but the ball hit the ground. It goes down as a sack for Kieran Campbell. A flag comes in the area of holding.
There's also a flag down.
Yeah, I think it came on that right side of the line. Again, Matt Wills forcing it.
Holding on McDevitt, penalty is declined.
Penalty declined, and LaSalle will get the ball back.
Yeah, that was a really good defensive, possession there by the Explorers. Obviously, that face mask penalty is not ideal, but then, Bishop McDevitt gets their own set of penalties, and LaSalle's front seven really just providing pressure. Matt Wills, obviously 2 sacks on the day and kind of just really getting after Saunders there.
Stone Saunders will punt this one away. And that one is recovered at the 23-yard line by Jair Rollison. Well, just put that one in the memory bank there, that Stone Saunders is punting the ball away. So I think LaSalle almost in all situations will be in kind of a safe punt return type of protection, knowing that you got a guy as talented as Saunders who can throw the ball well.
Yeah, I mean, it could really be a fake at any point, and they're really going to get you. Obviously, it's not going to be obvious that it is a fake if he's back there all the time and, can punt the football. But, really just being mindful of that later in the game. Hopefully the Explorers note that and, have that safe coverage, especially, you don't want to give up any big yards and especially a fake play like that.
First down and 10, ball at the 23. Sidwar, hands off. And this is Des Ortiz, the sophomore. Bishop McDevitt strung it out really well.
Yeah, that was great defense by Bishop McDevitt there.
Maurice Barnes ended up with the tackle.
Yeah, loss of 4 on the play there for Ortiz.
AJ, a Penn State student who came down here tonight to do this broadcast. We appreciate that. I know you got to be back up in Happy Valley for the Delaware game tomorrow. Keep an eye on Barnes, because if Penn State has their way, they would love to have him on campus in 3 years, just a sophomore.
Yeah, we'd love to have him at linebacker U.
Handoff again, Ortiz. Got back to about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10. $1:10 to play here in the first quarter.
Ortiz carries again.
And yes, that is the sound of the LaSalle Pep Band from across the way. Traveled all the way out to Harrisburg. And we can hear them clear as a bell all the way here on the other side of the field. The best pep band in the land. We are happy to see them here tonight.
Yeah, these away trips, as a member of the pep band for 6 years at LaSalle, these pep band trips are really fun and like a fun way to just, go support the football team wherever they are. So we're glad to have them out here.
3rd down and 10. Sidwar, he'll take the shot. And he was looking for Jimmy Dolan. That was into double coverage.
Sidwar,
well defended by Bishop McDevitt. Punting time here for LaSalle. And really, that was just one read and one read only. That was the only deep route. And Bishop McDevitt, a very safe zone played on that defensive sequence.
Yeah, he was double covered back there, but that's kind of where Sidwar was throwing the football. So that's what they went with. Now they'll punt the ball away.
94, Christopher
Heck will punt this one away. It's a high, short punt. And it takes about a sideways hop. Bishop McDevitt will start just on the other side of midfield. This portion of today's game is brought to you by the Great American Pub. The Great American Pub with 3 locations. Certainly everyone knows that location in Conshohocken with the wonderful rooftop deck and all the great events that are done through the school and otherwise. But again, 3 wonderful locations. You can check them out online. I want to thank Chuck Hempshire and the whole Hempshire family for supporting LaSalle Athletics and Bob Long Sports. Our favorite place to go before, during, or after the game. That's the Great American Pub, proud sponsor of Bob Long Sports. And we'll have a procedural penalty here, a dead ball, false start. Pushes Bishop McDevitt onto the other side of midfield.
False start against McDevitt, 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 15.
"16 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. It has been a shootout thus far. They fake the give and flip it to the outside. A good cut. Up the middle goes Regan. He's back to a yard past the original line of scrimmage.
Saunders pass complete to number 3, John.
And it'll be 2nd down and 8 when we come back here in the second quarter. And before we do, we'll tell you about E&M Insurance in North Wales. E&M Insurance is a wonderful property and casualty insurance firm. It is run by Chris Marr, class of 1989, former Alumni Association president. E&M has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988. Built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, which means that E&M works with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. E&M can help provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels, excelling at finding the best coverage at the best rates. For any of you in the LaSalle community with youthful age drivers, call E&M Insurance to see if they can improve your coverage and save you money. Look for E&M Insurance on the web at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. The Marr family enthusiastically supports the LaSalle community and wish Coach Steinmetz and the entire Explorer football team a successful football season.
KEIM, please report to the press box. Arthur Kine, KEIM, report to the press box.
We start the second quarter. Bob Long, A.J. Carabello alongside. Second down and 8. Saunders steps up and fires on a little crossing route for Rico Scott. He also had a wheel coming out of the backfield, but a good find for Rico Scott, a big gain.
Yeah, there were a lot of guys open on that play for Stone Saunders to throw to, and he gets it to Rico Scott. You know, I think we're going to see that connection all game. Obviously, two very talented players, both going to play football in the SEC. So, but Scott was wide open, and Saunders found him, and what a great play. Now they got, you know, 1st and 10 right on the 24.
First down and 10, and again, I feel like we have to remind folks because these teams look sharp uniform-wise. In fact, very similar, basically the exact same colors. It is Bishop McDevitt with the ball and in those navy blue tops. Big hit, though, and it was thrown incomplete. So that's a run-pass option, a great pull by Stone Saunders, but a pitch and catch that he really should have made there, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he had Scott right on the side, but a good RPO, as they would call it, kind of confused me a little bit up here in the box. I thought, you know, LaSalle made a great play, stopping the run, but Saunders held on to it beautifully, just couldn't, you know, connect to his left side.
Well, you'd never know it, AJ, doing color commentary and camera, and you had that one followed beautifully. Here's the handoff, and it's Jones Davis with a first down gain. He needed 10 and got 13. First and goal.
Play.
Stop by Joey O'Brien.
Joey O'Brien, the last one to keep him out of the end zone.
Gain of 15 in on McDevitt, first down. First and goal at the 10.
11:23 and ticking here in the second quarter. Saunders now surveys his options, changes the call at the line. And a little rub route. Rico Scott, touchdown. They got a linebacker and a safety in Wakefield mixed up there. What a heck of a job. Rico Scott rolls that way. The rub comes across the middle of the field. Very little chance for LaSalle to defend that one. And a great play call and execution.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good drive by the Crusaders down the field. You know, they did an excellent job and, you know, got in the end zone.
So they're going to take the extra point. If he can pump it through, and he sure can.
Yeah, going back down to that, you know, touchdown by the Crusaders, that was a really good job by Saunders, reading the coverage, knowing what was happening, and changing the play right at the line to get Rico Scott, you know, into open space and throw him the ball and get the touchdown.
This portion of today's game is brought to you by CJO Design and Construction, a landscape and hardscape contractor in the suburban Philadelphia area. It's run by Chad Ormond, who's a great friend of the program, great friend of ours, and he's standing about 15 feet that away to our left. But he did a great job for my wife and me in our backyard. We really appreciate his sponsorship of Bob Long Sports and his longtime commitment to the LaSalle football program. So whatever you're looking to do, maybe you need to do that mulch here. Maybe you need to plant some grass for growing season. Perhaps you have a big project. Now's a great time to give them a call. You can visit them online at cjodesignandconstruction.com, and we sure hope you do. A short kick, waved for a fair catch, and John McSorley pulls it down at the 26.
John McSorley makes a fair catch.
We talked a little bit about how good this Bishop McDevitt team has been over the last few years here, AJ. Jeff Wechter, longtime coach, with his win last week against a really good DePaul Catholic team, earned his 250th win as the head coach at Bishop McDevitt. Had been to 4 state title games prior to last year, had not won one. Last year they got over the hump, beating the same Aliquippa team that had beaten them the year prior, and it really wasn't all that close. It was dominating, a lot of seniors on that team, and of course the young talent with guys like Rico Scott and Stone Saunders. That's a big loss.
Yeah, Sidwar is taken down, right around the 12 or 13-yard line. That's a big loss for the Explorers right there.
Lucas Lawler got in on the sack, and Nick Slogic, a transfer from 2 years ago from Warwick High School, he was in there on the sack as well. In fact, it was funny, AJ, last year when Bishop McDevitt came to Philadelphia and I was doing my prep and I saw Nick Slogic. Well, just, 3 months earlier, I saw him actually pitching in the state championship game in baseball from Penn State University. There's Julian McFadden, and the ball came out. Bishop McDevitt is on it. Just a straight rip in the middle of the field, and the Crusaders have great field position. It's a zipped ball, really good throw. And just go for the football. That ball is out. Good call from the officials. And now McDevitt with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it was a good throw by Sidwar, and, McFadden made the catch, trying to make a play, get a couple extra yards out of it, and the ball just gets punched right out of his arms, and now Bishop McDevitt starts, on their own 26-yard line.
We mentioned some of that talent on the offensive line. They had to replace all 5 starting linemen, a couple of receivers, including Tyshawn Russell with 4 touchdown passes in the state championship. On the defensive side, though, they essentially returned 9 starters, 9 key guys. You see it there. Over the middle, the seam is wide open. Inside the 3 to about the 1-yard line. And Nick Slogic, who just had the sack 2 plays ago, nearly punches it in for 6.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Saunders, and, Slogic makes the play right there, and, now they're 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Momentum's kind of really going in Bishop McDevitt's way right now.
Let's see who they have on the field at the running back position. It looks like the sophomore, Nazir Jones-Davis. More the lightning to Maurice Barnes' thunder. But they got a fullback in there as well to lead the way. Jones-Davis takes the give, muscles forward. It'll be really close. They have him down inside the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Nazir Jones-Davis carries inside the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal.
.903 and ticking. A full huddle here for Bishop McDevitt. In no rush whatsoever. Jack Dawson, the 5'10", 230-pound fullback, lines up directly behind Saunders. An I formation. And it's Saunders who will get into the end zone. He walks all the way to the back of the end zone, nearly untouched.
Yeah, a little QB keeper there for Bishop McDevitt, and, it works. Saunders just walked right in.
And it's patience, too, right? 1 step right and find that A-gap. Touchdown.
Yeah, that offensive line for Bishop McDevitt really set up a nice hole for Saunders to run through and get the touchdown.
Well, what was a defensive battle last week? Things have changed a bit here on this Friday evening in Harrisburg. These two teams are putting up points in bunches.
Yes, a really high-scoring game and, a pretty close game. Something we really haven't seen in this series before. Both years kind of, big leads for each respective team. 2 years ago with, LaSalle running away with that game. Last year, Bishop McDevitt really running away when they visited the Explorers. But this year, we have a close game right now.
Should be a really good one the rest of the way. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Next Play Basketball, one of the newer sponsors here to Bob Long Sports. It's an AAU basketball organization run by our buddy Matt Paul. Had a chance to spend some time with him last weekend in Ocean City, New Jersey. He's running a heck of a program. If you're looking to get better at basketball, you're in 3rd through 12th grade, they have a team for you, boys or girls. A lot of LaSalle basketball players, part of the Next Play Basketball family, and we're really excited for Ryan Ansell, the new head basketball coach here at LaSalle, to see what he can do. But we appreciate Next Play Basketball. Check him out on Facebook for more. And that was nearly recovered. That's a live football that was angled towards the sideline, and Rawlison had about a 50-50 chance to get it. Take another look. It's a really well-executed kick, and at this point, LaSalle's hoping it bounces out of bounds. And there's Rawlison, who just couldn't quite get the foot down.
Yeah, that was almost scary for the Explorers after that turnover on the last, drive that, gave the Crusaders really excellent field position for them to, score a couple plays later. Losing the ball there on the kickoff, that could have been really bad, but luckily the ball bounced and Crusaders were not able to recover it.
Remember, told you folks that the way to get involved here tonight is to follow us on Twitter and just tweet at us, at Bob Long Sports. Let us know where you're watching the game from. In fact, our good buddy Will Ryan says the boys are looking crisp. Tuned in from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. That's Boston College territory, by the way. Tag us on Twitter, and we'll give you a shout. Also, follow us on our new Instagram page. And, of course, the best way to do it is follow the channel here for all our upcoming programming. A line drive kick. So that procedural penalty, it's going to happen again. They elected to have it re-kicked. And that one didn't feel quite as intentional. We'll await the call here. Let's see what they do. Make him kick it a third time. Kicker is number 49, Gerard Lulinda, a senior. Backed all the way up now to the 30. Tyler Kern says hello. Great broadcast. Go Explorers. Tyler, can't wait to have you back next week. Thursday night football. You kidding me? We're going up 2 streaming options for Thursday night football. I guess you could go the Amazon route and watch the NFL if you choose, but I'll take high school football all day long. And now, that's a big-time kick all the way back to the 10-yard line. And LaSalle really doesn't have the blocking set up at all. Des Ortiz. My, oh, my, the chess game. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, those first 2 kicks go, out of bounds both times, and then they just kick it really deep, kind of catch the Explorers off guard. And Des Ortiz does a nice job, picking it up, but there really was no blocking, as you mentioned. And, now the Explorers start, deep in their own territory.
First and 10 at the 19.
Let's see if the Explorers can get a little momentum back here on offense in this second quarter.
3 receivers. Salle goes 20 personnel and hands it up the middle to Stevie Davis. That's a gain of just 1 yard. They got it ticking across the 20-yard line in the middle of the field.
Stevie Davis carries.
Feels like a big drive here in some ways, AJ. Bishop McDevitt has figured it out offensively. We might be destined for a shootout. LaSalle, can they move down the field, take some time off this clock, and add a score in the later stages of the half? Sidwar throws this one towards the sideline and throws it away. Intended for Gavin Muller. And let's see if we get this replay all the way back, because this linebacking core, such great recognition there. Right, number 32, Lucas Lawler, he's going to be the one to go to the football. But Kephart in the area, couple of guys there recognized right away that the linebacker was coming into the tight end was coming into the flat.
Let's see what the Explorers draw up on 3rd down here. Hopefully they can get a first down and don't have to punt the ball away.
Dolan is the man in motion, and they set up the screen. Davis made one miss, and Davis will scoot across the 25. It'll be short. Pretty well defended and recognized by Bishop McDevitt.
Sidwar's pass complete to one Stevie Davis.
Pretty good effort there by Ross, and he didn't end up making the tackle, but slowed him down enough for the other guys to get into the play.
Gain of 4, it'll be 4th and 4.
So now Chris Heck. It was a short punt last time. Heck in the first 3 games, he's gotten lots of hang time on his punts. Now looking to drive those a little bit deeper. And that is a driving punt. Caught there, and he made one miss. Rico Scott, there comes the yellow laundry. So keep that in mind as he cruises down the sideline. It's 6-4 now. But the pending laundry at the 49 will wait to unravel this. The white hat's going to come into your screen. And there's your confirmation. Holding against Bishop McDevitt. They'll back him up all the way to the 41 if they step that off 10 yards from the 49. That's a big break.
Yeah, I mean, heck of a play by Scott. You know, obviously a little bit of, foul play from the Crusaders, but, Explorers are fortunate that, McDevitt's had a couple penalties called on them today, and Scott's a very dangerous punt return man. So they're lucky that, it's Stone Saunders and the offense on the field starting at the 41. But, hopefully this defense can get back to where they were earlier in the game and, make some big plays and get a stop here.
And candidly, I mean, it's a good call, don't get me wrong, but that hold came on the other side of the field. Really didn't have much to do with the return based upon the way that Scott elected to go. It's a good start for the sophomore back, Nazir Jones-Davis. 8-yard plunge up the middle.
Gain of 8, stop by number 8, Carson Wakefield, 2nd and 2.
This defense for LaSalle going across the front four. Kieran Campbell, Jamel Williams Jr., Andrew Sorge, and Grayson McHugh. Jack Luthi, Dylan Clare, Mason Lang, and Matt Wills will all take heavy snap loads at the linebacker position. Justin Hawkins, Joey O'Brien at the cornerback position, and Carson Wakefield and Chris Filippo, your 2 safeties. Davis once again got to the line and eked past it. He's driven back, but he had more than enough for a first down. Got about 5 yards on 2nd and 2.
Yeah, good run there. Just to get the first down and keep the chains moving.
LaSalle will get the football to start the second half when the time comes. Again, I feel a very important possession here, AJ, in terms of the way this game is going.
Yeah, the Explorers really need to stop here. Keep it a 1-score game and hopefully get the ball back with a little bit of time left on the clock in this second quarter and maybe go into the halftime with a little bit of momentum.
Check out the near side of the field. Justin Hawkins is going to go one-on-one against that outside receiver there. Might be Gage Ruth, number 18. And so they go that route. Ruth makes the play. Hawkins waits for help and able to wrap him up. And again, the reason that caught my attention there, AJ, ball's on the far hash, and he got one-on-one coverage, two safeties really by that far side hash. The near side of the field was wide open. It's a good recognition by Jeff Wechter, by Stone Saunders. Better defensive play by Hawkins to wrap up.
Yeah, that was a really good defensive play. He was kind of isolated out there, but, you know, he wrapped him up, and then it was long enough to get some help and bring him down.
And Hawkins quickly sprints to Gage to grab Chase Regan on the far side of the field as we see it. Handoff to Barnes. Barnes is hit hard and dropped after a gain of 3 yards. You can hear the pads hit up here, and a late flag comes in. Jack Luthi, little extracurriculars there. First, there's the big hit here at the 40. And it was right off screen on your left there.
Yeah, it was, you know, a little bit out of the screen of play from up here in the booth and on the camera, but, you know.
But what happened was, you could say finishing the block or going a little too long, and you always, if you're a referee, you always seem to see the second one, the retaliation. Luthi didn't like him blocking after the play, threw him down. In comes the penalty.
15 yards will give McDevitt first down and send at the 25.
Yeah, I mean, that's a costly mistake for the Explorers. They had, you know, third down, a little bit to go, but probably could have made a stop and gotten the ball back. But 15, you know, they get backed up 15 more yards, fresh set of downs.
And a timeout on the field. LaSalle will call it. And if I know John Steinmetz, head coach of LaSalle, and Joe Leitner, the DC, and I think I do, they are not going to be happy with that penalty after the last one.
Yeah, just kind of some unnecessary antics after the play that really weren't needed. And, again, it was just a costly mistake. And as you said, the referees are always going to see the retaliation, and that's exactly what happened here.
Continuing on with the other games this week ahead on Wednesday night.
Danny Rovey checking in, only right to be tuned into the stream after his return from Kairos, 37-156. Let's go, boys, he says. Danny, great to hear from you. Hope you had a wonderful Kairos experience, and can't wait to have you back on Thursday night. AJ, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing up in State College these days. I think both Bishop McDevitt and LaSalle fans, a lot of them can agree on Penn State football. So what's going on up in Happy Valley?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Penn State football, really exciting time to be a fan and be a student there. Number 7 in the nation, and, you know, those rankings really could climb. You know, the sky's the limit for this team. Young quarterback Drew Aller, sophomore out of Ohio, and, you know, he looks like the real deal. They got 2 really good running backs in Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, and just a good offense, and then a really good defense, you know, coached by Manny Diaz, and he really, like, turned that defense around last year with some really talented pieces.
Talking about good defense, by the way, Joey O'Brien, step for step with the Alabama commit, forces the throw out of bounds. Extremely well covered.
Yeah, that was a great play by O'Brien. Yeah, good defense, and, you know, he's tasked with covering Rico Scott all night, and that's no easy task, and you know, he's been doing a pretty good job of it so far. Yeah, but back to Penn State football, just a really exciting time, and you know, we're really going to have to see what they do against some of those Big Ten opponents, but we play Delaware this week, so that should be a really good and fun game. Hopefully the weather holds up.
Quick out. It's caught there by Regan, and he is running backwards, so he reestablished himself. That's really good officiating. A lot of times you'd say, hey, is that forward progress? But he did that on his own to try to curl back upfield and cost himself about 3 yards.
Yeah, he was just trying to make a play. I can't blame him, but in the end he did lose a couple yards, and LaSalle, really good defense, just getting out there and making the tackle.
LaSalle will get the football, as we mentioned, to start the second half. Ball at the 21. It's 3rd down and 6. Likely have to make 2 stops here for LaSalle to get off the field. Certainly doesn't look like, from what we've seen from the would-be place kicker, that they're in field goal range from 39 yards away. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1. LaSalle jumped off the edge, the linebacker Wills.
Both sides.
Yeah, just another costly mistake by the Explorers on this drive. 3rd and 6, obviously it's probably 2-down territory here for McDevitt. They probably go for it on 4th down, but you're making it a little bit easier for them just to go 3rd and 1 and, possibly 4th and 1 if anything. Yeah, I know Coach Steinmetz and the coaching staff really just probably aren't happy with that.
Right down to the 1-yard line. They got the first down they needed, and it's 1st down and goal. Jones Davis comes out of the backfield.
Yeah, what a run there. You only needed 1 yard, and, he ended up getting all the way down to the 1-yard line, kind of stumbled, and that was almost a touchdown.
So now in no hurry whatsoever, 3 minutes and ticking. They are trying to score and leave as little time on the clock as possible. Handoff. Touchdown. Bishop McDevitt. Nazir Jones Davis. And it is 26-14, 20 straight here for the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, they really kind of just found their footing on the offense and have just really made some really good play calls. It is helped a little bit by some of the, sloppy mistakes the Explorers have made, so hopefully they can cut those out in the second half.
27-14. A state champion defending at the 4A level, playing like it right now here at home. I want to say hello to the new boys basketball coach at LaSalle, Ryan Ansel, who says he is watching and tuning in from the 300 level at the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, thanks for watching. Jeff Wechter has made some serious adjustments, both on the offensive and defensive end, and it has worked. Where it stands now, though, LaSalle has a chance. They can go 2 for 1. 2:45 to play. They have 2 of their 3 allotted timeouts remaining, and they have an explosive offense that can go down the field, get the touchdown here, and then look to get the ball to start the second half. That forces Des Ortiz way back, though. And Ortiz is gobbled up at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, another good kickoff, just like that last possession, kind of pinning the Explorers back really deep in their own territory.
Well, Lou Linda, I think, has perhaps hustled some folks here. He has some folks thinking it's going to be a short kick. Okay, you creep up a little bit. I'm going to boom it over your head. A heck of a kick. And LaSalle has a long, long way to go.
Yeah, let's hope the Explorers can find a little momentum here, get a score on the board, and then, as we've mentioned before, they will get the ball to start the second half. So a score right now, and then, hopefully getting a score after that could put them back in the driver's seat of this game. But they just really need to find some momentum right now.
Yep, it's a long 85 yards to go with the defense playing great. Stevie Davis, 3 yards, and a cloud of old rubber tire parts.
Yeah.
Right? No more clouds of dust here. Wonderfully manicured and wonderfully installed turf field here from Bishop McDevitt. 2:14 and ticking. LaSalle still has the 2 timeouts. And again, not in a huge hurry. You don't necessarily want to go 3 and out and punt it right back to Saunders here either. Want to see if you get this first down. Yeah, if you can get the first down, you can do things a little differently. And Davis is wrestled out of bounds. So we gained a few yards, maybe 2. Third down and 5. And now, not to be prescient on that last comment, but an enormous third down.
Enormous third down, plus the clock stopped there. So, if they don't get it, they're giving, Stone Saunders and this Bishop McDevitt offense a lot of time, a lot more time to go down and potentially score again.
Quick throw across the middle. Des Ortiz has the first down. Got 7 on third down, and again sits down with a little hitch in that coverage. Excellent route and good vision from Gavin Sidwar.
Yeah, that was a good play call by the Explorers there, just to kind of get some momentum, get the first down, reset yourself, and then, keep the offense driving.
Now let's see. Julian McFadden, a track star, your big play home run option. They bring the house. One-on-one coverage. O'Brien could not keep the feet in bounds. Little wind, I think, took that throw out of bounds there on Sidwar.
Number 1, Sam Smalls in coverage.
Really good coverage by number 1, Sam Smalls. We saw him last year, playing good minutes here today as well. And I hate to be the bearer of whatever this is, but 1:21 to go, and I look to my left. There may be some weather coming our way. Stevie Davis hit hard. The clock will continue to run. And let's see, does either team look to call a timeout? It'll be 3rd down and 6. It's kind of a game of chicken here. In terms of that time left, McDevitt doesn't necessarily want to clock in to give LaSalle more time, but one stop could give them the ball back. 54 seconds to go, a bad snap. Sidwar has it across the middle, and a big hit from behind. It's incomplete, intended for J.P. Oates. And the clock stops with 48 seconds left, 4th and 5, and expect Bishop McDevitt to bring the house on the punt block. The ever-dangerous Rico Scott is back deep to receive. Heels at the 31-yard line. Chris Heck will punt for LaSalle. Heck. That's a high-hanging punt, and it takes a McDevitt hop. It is covered at the 42 by Kieran Campbell. 37 seconds left. Bishop McDevitt with the football and momentum. Playbook wide open here with all 3 timeouts remaining. If LaSalle goes 3 down linemen, AJ, they could run a little draw to Jones Davis, see if he can pick up the first down, and then really decide from there.
Yeah, 37 seconds is a lot of time. Even just making some short plays, they have all 3 timeouts, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here and just kind of what kind of plays that they're going to call, with what they see from LaSalle's defense. But it is that 3 lineman set.
Instead, they go screen for Rico Scott. That's basically a running play. And that is going to be taken down at the 48. Immediately, a timeout is called by Jeff Wechter. 28 seconds remain.
Tackled by number 33, Dylan Clare, and 15, Mason Lang. Gain of 6, timeout McDevitt.
Timeout on the field. We'll take this opportunity to tell you again about our friends at E&M Insurance in North Wales. We want you to support the folks that are supporting high school athletics, allowing us to do these games, to get on all the way out here to Harrisburg. So we really appreciate folks like Chris Marr. It's a property and casualty insurance company located in North Wales, Pennsylvania. They're an independent agent, meaning what they do is they work with a wide variety of other insurance companies that fund you the best coverage at the best rates. For those of you in the LaSalle community or beyond with youthful age drivers, call E&M Insurance to see if they can improve your coverage and save you money. Look for E&M on the web at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. 2nd and 4 after the timeout. 28 seconds left as Saunders fires to the sideline. It was caught, and it'll be enough for a first down. But a dangerous throw from Stone Saunders that could have been 6 the other way. Justin Hawkins was the defensive back coming up to try to make the play.
Yeah, no, that was almost a big play from Hawkins, and he really did have the positioning to go 6 if he caught that ball. But you know, they get the first down from it.
First down and 10. But the real constraint is not the downs, it's the clock. 20 seconds to go. And I don't think that there's a ton of field goal range here. So can you carve something across the middle? Still 2 timeouts. Saunders steps up, fires across the middle. He's got Rico Scott. Scott down to the 22 with 10, make that 11 seconds left. They clock it immediately. It'll be first down with 1 timeout remaining for the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt.
Timeout, McDevitt.
My, oh my. Decisions if you're the offensive staff of Bishop McDevitt. The ball is on the 22-yard line. You still have time. The field is wide open for you. 1 timeout remaining and effectively 2 plays to get into the end zone in all likelihood.
Yeah, I mean, they've set themselves up really well on this drive, just using their timeouts, making smart plays, and, you know, as you've seen, just kind of getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
This is a team that was down in both of the first 2 games that they won. One was against the number 9 team in the state of Maryland, Mount St. Joseph. Saw that team play basketball several years ago at the Diane Moscow Foundation Classic at Archbishop Wood, basketball that is. Really good football team too. But McDevitt came back and won that game. Saunders flips it. And what do they have there? There's no whistle. There was no whistle for an incomplete pass. Rob Pugliese, our buddy, the public address announcer, ended up making that call over the loudspeaker, the public address. But I don't know that we have a call here yet.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as well. There were no whistles. I mean, it just looked like an incomplete pass. But
the only thing would have been was the arm hit before it went forward. That's the only reason I asked the question.
Yeah.
And so the silence was deafening in terms of those whistles. I think it's probably the right call, but it's got to be called with more emphasis.
Yeah.
So now 5 seconds left. 1 play to go. Don't be surprised to see them call timeout here. Take a look at LaSalle's defense. They have one if they need to take it. Three down linemen, 3 in the linebacking core. Saunders fires. It's one-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete to end the second quarter. So LaSalle's defense hangs on at the tail end there. And they'll get the football to start the second half down 14 points. It's been a heck of a game thus far. We appreciate everybody joining us. Stay with us, and we'll be right back after these messages. We will have a tribute to the one, the only, Drew Gordon, who tragically passed away this week. Our best to his family. Stay tuned for that in just a few minutes.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
What does this win mean? Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
We welcome you back here, folks, to Bishop McDevitt High School. It is halftime, and it's, beg your pardon here, folks. Stand by for just one moment. Beg your pardon there, folks. Just had a little bit of technical difficulties. But listen, we did want to take a moment here halftime of the LaSalle versus Bishop McDevitt game. Football is very important in the LaSalle community, but some things are a lot bigger than football. And one of those things are some of the folks that are involved in this community and have made this program what it is today. And right at the top of that list is Drew Gordon, 14th head coach in LaSalle football history. He passed away early this week. Drew Gordon was a wonderful man, a guy who was always willing to give us time to speak with him about the team, to reminisce on old memories, or to reconnect with one of his players and to show them the ropes, or to give them advice on whatever stage of life they may have been in. You know, I know for me personally, having a chance to see his teams both as a student and then as a broadcaster, have a lot of respect for Drew, his family, his son Brett, who was involved for many years, and my heart is with them this week. We had an opportunity to speak with several of his former players, Drew Gordon's former players, including 3 of them that won the state championship in 2009, the first state championship in LaSalle football history, and the first football state championship by anyone in the Philadelphia Catholic League. He was a great man. He was a better man than a football coach, and he will be missed by so many.
Sorry to hear about Coach Gordon, a.k.a. DG. Today, I wanted to send in a quick video to mention how great of a person he was, how much he meant to me as a coach, as a second father figure. You know, he was a man of many great traits. One thing that really always stuck out to me as a player, as an alumni, a person that always stayed in touch with him was, you know, he was always holding people accountable. That's one thing I took from him as I move forward into my life and career, is holding yourself accountable, holding other people accountable, always looking to better yourself and master your craft.
I want to take a couple of seconds here and express my condolences to the Gordon family for the loss of Coach Gordon. My name is Joe Wade. I've been a coach off and on at LaSalle since 1994. Drew Gordon is the person that hired me to work for him on the offensive side of the ball under Coach Kalistra. We had a nice run there in the 90s under Coach's leadership. He's an extremely driven person, pushed me and our team to be better than our best always was working hard to push the kids on and off the field, which I always found to be very, very refreshing. And some really neat stories about Coach. He didn't care what type of recruit you were coming into school. He had the same line, you know, hey, we have 4 people just like you. The best players are going to compete and play. And the reason he gave that message was he didn't want to make promises he couldn't keep. And he also wanted to reward the kids that worked the hardest. Coach, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to work and learn under you. We had a lot of good times together. I was blessed to get to know your family and get to know your wonderful son, who taught me a lot as well. And we're going to miss you. And just can't be more grateful for everything you did for me, and how accepting you always were to my family, and to my boys were the ball boys and the water boy, and to my daughter Carly and my wife Janine, how great you were with them. So you will be missed, and my condolences to the entire Gordon family and to the LaSalle community. Thank you.
This is Anthony Cognetti. I had the distinct privilege of playing linebacker for Coach Gordon on the 2009 state championship football team. The news of Coach Gordon's passing was devastating for me as one of his former players, and for the entire LaSalle community. He'll be missed dearly, and he definitely instilled in his players all the great qualities of hard work, discipline, dedication to the team, and thanks, Coach, for everything.
When I think of DG, I think of LaSalle football, not just because of all the wins and the state championship, but because he really defined what LaSalle football in the community is all about. Being hardworking, being persistent, disciplined, and caring about those around you. He was a hell of a leader that demanded the most from us on and off the field, and he pushed us to our full potential. And those are just some life lessons that I've taken with me throughout my college career, but also in the workplace today. And I know that goes for the same for my teammates. I met with DG for breakfast a few months ago, and we sat in a diner for about 2 hours just reminiscing on LaSalle football memories, the good and the bad. But one thing that really stood out to me was that during that 2-hour period, he asked me about probably every single player and how they're doing and where they're at today within their life. And he truly cared about us as players, but also as people. And that's one thing that I'll always take with me, that he was probably one of the most caring people out there. Bob, appreciate you putting this video together. DG, love you, miss you, and we'll talk again.
Really appreciate those guys taking the time to give us their thoughts. They lived it day in, day out, practice, game, off season, with the legendary Drew Gordon. Drew Gordon, 5 straight Philadelphia Catholic League championships, the first state championship in school history here at LaSalle. He is a member of the Hall of Athletics as a coach. His son Brett is a member of the Hall of Athletics. And his most proud moment as a coach was 2 years ago in 2021 when the 2009 state champion LaSalle football team was inducted as a unit into the Hall of Athletics here at LaSalle, forever immortalized as one of the great, and to this moment, the best LaSalle football team in the history of the program. Drew has done so many great things. He's involved some wonderful coaches. You heard from one of them there. Joe Wade, who's been with Drew and involved with the LaSalle football program since '94, just like Drew Gordon was. John Steinmetz, the head coach of this team, was the longtime defensive coordinator under Drew Gordon. And Brett Gordon, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at times, and a LaSalle legend in his own right from his wonderful play at the quarterback position and how he's given back to these young men. The Gordon family is a special one. This is a tough loss to the LaSalle community, and more so for those individuals that played for him, that sweated and bled together in pursuit of one common goal. Drew Gordon, we will miss you. Thank you for everything you've donated and you have done for this LaSalle football program. You're one of a kind.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Bishop McDevitt High School. We are about to get underway here in the third quarter. Weather holding at bay for the time being, and Des Ortiz knifes up the middle to the 37-yard line. So, how we got to this point? LaSalle starts off, gets a stop, gets a score. All of a sudden, after two possessions, they're up 14-6. 21 straight points on three consecutive possessions by this Bishop McDevitt team. LaSalle finds themselves down two possessions with the ball to start the second half. AJ, what type of adjustments do you think they've made in the interim?
I think one we kind of just saw there with the kickoff. They were just back a little bit deeper and expected it more and are already on their own 37-yard line. Those past couple possessions that they weren't able to really do much with, they were kind of backed up to their own 10, 15, 20-yard line. So already a small adjustment that we see. Hopefully with this offense, maybe just some bigger plays. I know, obviously the run game, however best that they can get that going, give Stevie Davis some good blocks, and then, maybe just some deeper plays. I think, there are some really speedy receivers on this LaSalle team, and let's try to, stretch the ball out as far as we can. Gavin Sidwar is a really talented player, has a really good arm. So let's hope that, he can make some throws. And like we saw it early on in the game, throwing the ball to McFadden kind of with his matchup. So let's see if they can expose that a little bit more and get some bigger plays downfield.
2nd down and 7. It's a pistol formation with Stevie Davis as the deep back. Sidwar throws the lob for Julian McFadden. He goes up and gets the football. Smalls was the one-on-one defender. Too good a throw and a phenomenal catch.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just need to kind of keep going to that matchup. Obviously, he's thrown it into a tight window there, and, but McFadden's a really good playmaker, really fast, and I think on one of those runs, he's just going to burn that guy and be wide open and, have a free shot to the end zone as long as they keep calling plays like that.
1st and 10. Handoff is to Davis. Makes one miss in the backfield, and he churns the legs. Got more than halfway there. A gain of 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, this LaSalle offense is already moving the ball much better than they were, in the first half after they scored those 14 points. Kind of saw them stall out a little bit, but I think they've made some good adjustments so far. Let's see if they can get into the end zone this possession, make it a one-possession game, and, keep it interesting. And then we'll see what that LaSalle defense does to stop Stone Saunders and the Bishop McDevitt offense.
Just a single high safety. A lot of one-on-one coverage out there. They go to Davis up the middle, hit and falls forward, and looks to have enough for a 1st down. Needed 3 and got 3.5. The sticks are moving.
Tackle by Kephart.
Ty Kephart on the stop.
Gain of 3, 1st down, LaSalle.
LaSalle dressed in the white tops with the gold helmets and the navy blue pants. McDevitt reversed. 2 programs that look a lot like each other and not just in terms of those uniforms. Really good school here in Harrisburg. LaSalle goes up top for it. Contact, the flag comes, but it's a touchdown. How about that catch? J.P. Oates. Another look at this one. Defender draped all over him. Doesn't matter to Oates.
Yeah, that was just an amazing play there by Oates. Really just, it's Sidwar trusting his playmakers to come down with the ball, and, even with the penalty, he makes that catch. So that was a great, way to start this second half by the Explorers. And, it's a one-possession game. Hopefully Davis makes this kick, brings it down to 6 points.
And Stevie Davis on to tack on the extra point. Wow, 2 low percentage type throws with the lob, but odds throw it out the window when you got skilled position players like J.P. Oates and Julian McFadden, and a big-time guy throwing the football like Gavin Sidwar. You just don't see that executed all that well at the high school level. You have special athletes here for LaSalle.
Yeah, no, that was a great drive. That's exactly what they needed to do to get back on track. I think that was just a wonderful possession. You had some really good runs by Davis, a couple 5-6 yard runs, really good blocking by the offensive line. And then, as I said, just expose those one-on-one matchups with like a J.P. Oates, a Julian McFadden. Those guys are really, really good athletes, and they can make plays out there. So I think this offense has kind of found its footing, hopefully bringing a little life into it, and we can, just see them keep making those types of plays all game long. And, we'll see what this defense does to stop Stone Saunders and the Bishop McDevitt offense and keep going.
3rd quarter action, 9 minutes and 47 seconds to play. And a penalty after the fact will put LaSalle all the way up at the 50.
$3, hamburgers just $2. They still have plenty left at the concession stand, and you can support the Bishop McDevitt swimming and diving team.
Heck will kick this one as deep as he can, perhaps, or maybe looking to angle it. And it's caught there at the 10. And LaSalle is unable to take down Rawlison. It'll be pretty good field position.
Yeah, it was a really good return right there. Hopefully you were hoping to pin him back really deep there, and, couldn't do that. But starting on the 29-yard line is not too bad. This defense really just needs to get a stop. As you said, like, the Bishop McDevitt offense was really moving. 3 straight scores to bring it to 27, 14 right before the half. And, they really had a good possession that kind of stalled out at the end right before halftime. If there's a little bit more time on the clock, who knows?
High snap handled by Saunders and off to Davis Jones. That's a heck of a job by Stone Saunders, and not the first time we've seen one of those signal callers, the quarterback, have to make a play with one hand. Davis Jones, no gain.
Yeah, it was a great job by Sidwar, and, you know, just handing it off and, you know, keep the possession going and get a little bit downfield.
The sophomore Nazir Jones-Davis, along with Maurice Barnes, but we really haven't seen as much of him. He's more that linebacker body, filling the gap of Marquise Williams, the running back who's now rushing up in Minnesota, the University of Minnesota, rowing the boat with P.J. Fleck. Oh, this is trouble here. Rico Scott one-on-one. Filippo could not bring him down. It's just a math equation there. Two guys on the outside for LaSalle, one blocker for Bishop McDevitt, and Rico Scott's only got to make one guy miss.
Yeah, what a play call right there by Bishop McDevitt. You know, obviously Rico Scott can burn you deep, but also you can just kind of check it down a couple yards to him and just let him make plays, and that's exactly what he did there. You know, he was one-on-one on the outside and just made plays, and, you know, they're right back. You know, it's a two-possession game, and that was just a great play call.
Nick Saban, he's preparing for Texas right now, but he'll be happy to see that on film later this weekend. It's 34-21, and the Big Strike offense, it continues on both sides here tonight.
Yeah, Rico Scott's just a really good athlete.
Yeah, and that's one LaSalle's going to want to have back defensively. I mean, that's just having personnel and not having enough guys out there against the best receiver in the state of Pennsylvania. You know, you got two receivers out wide. You got one cornerback and one safety. It's going to be tough if you're Chris Filippo to take down Rico Scott in the open field. Tough play for him. He did his best. So with 8:47 to play, we already got 7 on the board for each side in the third quarter.
It's kind of bringing me back right to the first quarter, Bob. Just both teams, you know, scoring very early on. You know, let's see if LaSalle can retaliate again and just keep that offense moving.
This time LaSalle appropriately back at the 10-yard line, so they'll set up that blocking. Des Ortiz runs into a wall and is taken down at the 27. Okay, well, rinse and repeat. The offense is going to have to do it again because Bishop McDevitt's offense cannot be stopped. Certainly has not been stopped since late in the first quarter. The only thing that stopped them at the end of the half, AJ, was the time. You know, running out of time in the second quarter before going to the break.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of good chances. LaSalle's defense did hold up, but time really was the factor that prevented them from possibly scoring at the end of the first half.
It's a team that put 46 up last week against the number 2 team in the state of New Jersey, DePaul Catholic. It's a team that put 41 up in a retaliation and revenge effort in the state championship against Aliquippa at the 4A level last year. Gavin Sidwar. Sidwar, his first 2 reads aren't there, improvises, and Julian McFadden brings it in again. It's ruled a catch on the far side of the field. Boy, this is a great job by McFadden. If you could have the all-22 film here, it'd be phenomenal to see him break off his route, come back to the side of the field where his quarterback is rolling, and give Sidwar an outlet. It's a big-time play by Julian McFadden, the sophomore.
Yeah, that was a really phenomenal play by Sidwar, just like, you know, getting out of the pocket, scrambling a little bit, escaping the pressure, and then he found his man, Julian McFadden, downfield. McFadden with a phenomenal catch on the sideline.
And now 2 Crusaders are down on the other side of the field. It is a hot night. It started over 90 degrees here tonight. Hopefully just some cramping. Both teams will huddle up in the meantime, but the ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. Take this opportunity to tell you about our friends at CJO Design and Construction. It's a landscape contract firm and a hardscaping firm run by Chad Ormond, our good buddy, who's standing about 15 feet to our left here tonight, running the video ops for this LaSalle football team. But Chad and his team do a great job. If you're looking to put in new seed, new sod, if you're looking to do a new mulching project, maybe put in some new beds and beautify your lawn, he can do that. Also, if you want to put on a deck or you want to put on a hardscape property, maybe take some pesky bushes and trees out, clear out that area. Who couldn't use some improvement to their lawn? And if you're going to do it, support the folks that support high school athletics. A guy like Chad and his team, they've been supporting us for a few years now and allowing us to do what we do, to come out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania from Philadelphia and make this broadcast a reality, continue improvements in our equipment. We're just so thrilled to have partners like Chad and CJO Design and Construction, and we hope that because you're getting this broadcast for free, that you'll pay it forward with some of our great sponsors. 8:26 to play. LaSalle moving down the field again. Davis up the gut, hit, keeps the legs churning forward and ends up with a gain of 3. Tackle made on the play by Maurice Barnes.
Davis carries.
You know, James Franklin was all over the state here today. Visited Malvern Prep, visited Trinity, visited several other schools. You see him in his helicopter all the time. Perhaps the weather or impending weather keeps him off the different fields here this evening, or perhaps he's at a part of the state where you can get safely in a helicopter. But I know he wants to see Barnes more than a few times this year. Sidwar, Dolan, and he cuts up the field, taken out of bounds at the 30. It's a gain of 5. 3rd down and 3. No doubt about it, where you're on the field, AJ, 4-down territory, it opens up the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got 3rd and 3 right now. That's a very manageable distance. A good play by Sidwar again, you know, escaping the pressure in the pocket. His offensive line is giving him some time to make these plays to his receivers, and then Dolan, just a good job. Little catch there and got 5 yards on the play.
7 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the 3rd. Pistol set. McSorley is the fullback. Davis bounces outside, and he tripped over his own lineman. He tripped over, I think, Donahue, who had moved over to the right side. He normally bounces at that left tackle position, but it'll be 4th down, and that was a clear 1st down if he kept his footing.
Yeah, that's a shame that, you know, Davis kind of just tripped up a little bit, but you know, hopefully they can, you know, get a good play call here on 4th down and keep the chains moving and hold on to the possession of the ball and ultimately end up, you know, scoring a touchdown on this drive.
Yeah, we got a long way to go here, not even halfway through the 3rd quarter, but this feels very important with how good Bishop McDevitt's offense has been. It's a track meet. Can they keep up? And that's going to be really close. It all depends on the spot. It's going the other way. Julian McFadden made the catch, but needed 3, only got 2. Leon Parson came up off his responsibility on the outside guarding Oates and made the play on McFadden.
Yeah, that was a great play by Bishop McDevitt's defense right there. The Explorers really, you know, wish they probably had that play back or even just the Davis play from before. Let's see what this defense can do because, you know, that was a big possession and they really haven't been able to stop this Bishop McDevitt offense. Let's try and get a stop here and keep this, you know, keep this Explorer offensive momentum going because, you know, this offense is looking good. Score on the first, you know, drive of the 2nd half here, and not a bad drive there, but
a tough pill to swallow because if you're a LaSalle fan, that's a tough pill to swallow because they got the look they wanted on 2 straight plays, couldn't pick up the 3 yards. Now, Bishop McDevitt trying to make it hurt. Starting from their own 27, Saunders flips to the outside, and that's incomplete. Pretty good coverage on the outside by LaSalle's number 15, Mason Lang, the linebacker. Slogic is a big boy out there, 6'5", 240 pounds at the linebacker position, but Saunders led him too much.
Yeah, let's see what Bishop McDevitt can draw up here on this 2nd down. You know, just maybe getting a couple yards on a run, but we'll see what they do and, you know, how they keep this offense moving or if the Explorers can get a stop.
Saunders on 2nd and 10. Fires to the outside. Really good catch there. Oh, and Regan made a mess. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Chase Regan. Missed tackles, a big part of the story. Turning on the afterburners. It's 40-21.
Yeah, you said it there, Bob. Missed tackles are real key in this game, and we saw it on the past 2 possessions, a 69-yard touchdown from Rico Scott and then a 70-plus yard touchdown right there. You know, back-to-back possessions, the Explorers really just, you know, it's Saunders making a short throw to the outside and having his receivers just, you know, make plays and escape the defense, and that's what we have here.
So it does come back to hurt there. LaSalle did not get the conversion on 3rd or 4th down, and just 2 plays later, they go 70-plus yards for the touchdown. Chase Regan. Shimmy shake on the far side of the field.
Yeah, they've had a couple long touchdowns today. They had the Rico Scott touchdown earlier in the game, another Rico Scott touchdown for their first possession in the second half, and then they have Chase Regan, so they really just got to make tackles.
This portion of today's game is brought to you by Next Play Basketball. Next Play Basketball is an AAU organization with teams from 3rd through 12th grade for boys and girls. If you are looking to get better at basketball, improve your standing within your local team, your high school team, and pursue your dreams and your future endeavors for basketball at the next level, you're going to want to visit their Facebook page. Get in touch with the coaches. Get in touch with the staff. It's a great organization. It's a great mantra. It's that next play mentality. What happened before doesn't matter. Go get the next one, and they can help you to achieve your basketball dreams. Kicked deep and handled at the 10. And again, just nowhere to go. Really well defended on special teams side all night long. Des Ortiz bottled up at the 28.
That's Ramon Ortiz on the return, stopped by number 31, R.J. Duffy.
Well, it's a 20-point game just like that. The offense has been pretty good for LaSalle. But Bishop McDevitt, they've just been more efficient offensively. So the track meet continues, and the time is now for LaSalle to get a score back.
Yeah, this is, I mean, obviously, you know, that last possession for the Explorers was really important. This is a big one as well. See if they can score here and, you know, bring the game within 2 possessions, and then you got to rely on that defense to, you know, make tackles, make some stops.
Sidwar looks to the sideline with his palms to the sky, perhaps not hearing the call. Davis comes in motion. Sidwar fires. Oh, and it was intended for J.P. Oates. It's a pretty good ball. I don't think J.P. Oates really read that well in the air.
Yeah, no, it looked like a solid throw. You know, Oates just wasn't able to track the ball very well, and it'll be second down for the Explorers.
A lot of zone coverage from this McDevitt team. Again, what you're looking for there in terms of identifying zone coverage is you have those defensive backs in the secondary with their eyes not on a man but in the backfield. And they were basically responsible for a little pocket of the field. And in that case, Oates slipped by, past where the corner was, and too far to the sideline for the safety to get there. Really good route, really good throw. Just had a trouble adjusting in midair. And now another Bishop McDevitt Crusader is down with a cramp. As we wait to see, and hopefully he is okay, we'll tell you about the upcoming broadcast schedule for us. One more game for LaSalle before the bye. The bye comes on the weekend of the 23rd of September. They will play a Thursday night game at home against the Haverford School. A really good Haverford School team, by the way. They beat LaSalle last year 21-7, en route to winning the Interac. And I got to tell you, I didn't see that coming last year out of that Haverford team. Now, Malvern had some significant injuries that impeded their play and Interac play. But Haverford School, really good team, can run the ball well, good offensive line. It won't wow you offensively, but strong defensive team, and that will be another challenge. John Steinmetz talks about it all the time, and Jeff Wechter said something very similar to me, but John Steinmetz said he believes that his team plays the most difficult schedule in the state without getting on a plane. And Jeff Wechter, the head coach of McDevitt, said something very similar with their opening 3 of games, Mount St. Joseph, DePaul Catholic, and now LaSalle. Again, a little slow to get up here. Certainly hope that the young man is okay. In the meantime, we'll take a very short break and come back.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business.
Good to see everybody healthy and off the field on their own power. A big second down play for LaSalle. 6:14 to play in the third. Davis catches the screen, but he's got absolutely no blocking, and that time Bishop McDevitt was up to task. Again, another look. LaSalle runs those 2 drag routes with those receivers, tries to flip out Stevie Davis. They ran the same play earlier in the game, but this time Bishop McDevitt, they had the defenders swarming the area.
Yeah, no, they just had some really good tackling and were able to get, Stevie Davis for, to not gain any yards, so it's 3rd and 10 for the Explorers here.
Fired for Dolan. That's well short of the first down. Needed 10 and got 6. 4th down and 4 upcoming, and the punt team comes back onto the field.
6 yards brings up 4th down and 4.
Yeah, not a great drive by the Explorers there. Their last offensive drive, they were stopped short, in Bishop McDevitt territory. Here they're deep in their own territory and are forced to punt it away. You're really asking for this defense to make some plays here, not let up any big touchdowns, really get a stop. That's really what LaSalle needs at the moment.
Big hop for LaSalle. Heck got that one to twiddle all the way inside the 15-yard line down there. And if nothing else, field position battle, which has been won by Bishop McDevitt throughout the evening. At least they now have to go 87 yards.
Yeah, let's see what this Explorer defense can do with Bishop McDevitt pinned back deep in their own territory. And, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they get a stop and, don't let up any more big plays.
Folks in 4A are looking around other teams thinking, oh no. Certainly there were some skill position players back for Bishop McDevitt, but where they really dominated last year was on both sides of the line. Ethan Straining went to Shippensburg. Gabe Arena went to Virginia Tech. Dimitri Chacon went to Bloomsburg. Cameron Zangle, he went up to play near Erie. PSAC school up there. Riley Robel, he's playing his football at James Madison. I mean, that's 5 seniors that had been together on the offensive line for a couple of years, all playing football at the next level. That was one of the big anchors of this team. So perhaps other 4A teams were looking around and thinking, well, a lot of talent, but if there's anything here, maybe we can get pressure on Saunders and make life difficult and not give him time to get the ball to Rico Scott. Well, guess what? This group of offensive linemen has come to play, and Bishop McDevitt is right back into the state title picture at the 4A level. They are that good. It'll be another first down. Move the sticks. 4 minutes, 2 seconds, and they'll start that clock again once they reset the chains. Speaking of which, AJ, that rule has stayed here at the high school level. It's changed at the college level. James Franklin said, hey, West Virginia lost about 5 plays. Penn State lost about 5 plays, about 10 plays less per game because the clock does not stop after a first down to reset the chains except in the last 2 minutes of each half. Your thoughts?
I think it's a big change, but if they want to keep games moving, then, you know, it's a very effective way to do so. But as you said, each team lost about 5 plays, and, you know, in some very competitive games, I think, you know, those 5 plays on each side of the ball could really, you know, play a big effect. So I think we're going to have to see it in a lot of these bigger conference games later on in the season, especially like when Penn State plays like a Michigan or an Ohio State. And, you know, that change could become, you know, very crucial in the future.
Timeout on the field. I think the bigger thing in some ways might be when you talk about chaos and you talk about games that would normally go a different direction where a team starts out slow but the cream normally rises to the top. I think you introduce more uncertainty into the sport because guess what? Ohio State struggles for 3 quarters. They don't have 3-4 possessions left to make it right offensively. And generally, the shorter the game, the more uncertainty and the less expectations are met in terms of the result.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I also like the fact that we're getting games closer to 3 hours. 3 hours and 45 minutes. I mean, the Ohio State-Georgia game that finished at the strike of midnight on New Year's Eve last year, that's a 4-hour football game.
Yeah,
it's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's a very late game. You know, Penn State starting last week at, you know, a 7:30 game. The whiteout's going to be a similar kickoff time against Iowa here in a couple weeks. And, like, you know, watching the game, you know, late into, you know, 11:30 territory or, you know, just even being at the game itself, you know, that's very late. So hopefully, you know, shortening those games down will, you know, be really good for the fans.
3rd down and 1. They needed 1 and got 2. And now this is that type of methodical drive. So Bishop McDevitt, they can do it a number of ways. Quick strike, and now up 21, trying to milk the clock. Dylan Clare made the stop for LaSalle, but it's been Nazir Jones-Davis. When we talked to Jeff Wechter, the head coach, he listed Barnes as the starting running back. He's in there now. But with Barnes as more of that traditional linebacker and taking all those snaps on the other side of the ball, Jones-Davis more the lightning to Barnes' thunder. I think Jones-Davis is going to get more and more snaps and likely be that bona fide starter by the end of the year.
Yeah, Jones-Davis has done a really nice job tonight. He really has taken majority of the snaps. And, you know, Barnes playing on both sides of the ball. They really need him on this defense, and you can see why they've done such a good job stopping this LaSalle offense. So as many snaps as you can get him on the defense is wonderful, and then anything he can provide on the offense is great. But Jones-Davis doing a really good job to pick up the other, you know, snaps at that running back position.
1 minute left in the 3rd quarter. Stone Saunders in the pistol. 2nd and 8. They hand it to Barnes, who breaks the first tackle and got out to the 45. It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up. And they'll likely need to take one more snap before the end of the 3rd quarter based upon where the play clock is.
Number 91, Kieran Campbell, and 9, Chris Filippo on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Need to get it right to the 45-yard line for the first down. Saunders, lot of time, good blocking, and he heaves it out of bounds. That's a coverage sack there for LaSalle. They forced Saunders to throw it out of bounds, and it will be 4th down and 5 yards to go when we come back here in the 4th quarter. You're watching LaSalle College High School football. It's a non-league battle here on Bob Long Sports. I want to thank the Bishop McDevitt folks.
Fans, we would like to recognize the Bishop McDevitt cheerleaders.
We want to thank the folks at Bishop McDevitt for having us here. Beg your pardon. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Natalie Boozer. Brianna Bush.
Who work with the very best franchise companies.
Welcome back here, folks. 4th down and 10 coming up. Stone Saunders will punt this one away. A rare sight. He punted on, I think, the first and maybe third drive of the game. I think that's been it.
Yeah, they really haven't punted the ball too much. Yeah, maybe like the first and third possession, he's been out there to punt.
And Dolan let that one go over his head. Perhaps a mistake. It goes all the way back to the 6. Bishop McDevitt, even when they do punt, it continues to win the field position battle.
Yeah, that was a great punt by Stone Saunders right there. And then just, Dolan let it go over his head and, just an unfortunate bounce for the Explorers and, just deeper in their own territory to start this drive. And, we really just need to see something from this Explorers offense right now.
Oh, you know this one here, AJ?
A blue band classic,
Absolutely.
I'll be hearing this probably a lot tomorrow at, the Delaware-Penn State game.
We love shouting out the pep bands, the lifeblood of a high school or college football environment. Stevie Davis to the second level. He's got the first down for 13-yard gain.
Stevie Davis carries.
Yeah, that was a good run there by Davis. Kind of brings him up to the 20-yard line. And, a little bit further, further away from their end zone.
And it'll be a long way to get there. Still got to go 80 yards. Score a touchdown. They trail 41-21. Davis moves to the outside. Now Sidwar steps up. Sidwar looking down the field. Thrown for Ortiz. Ortiz gets close to the first down marker. It's a gain of 7.
That was a good play there by the Explorers. Sidwar escaping the pressure and doing a really nice job of just, keeping the play alive. And then he gets it out to Ortiz, who, gets the ball, makes his own play, and, kind of keeps it moving down the field and gets them, 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 28-yard line, 10:34 to go. Again, they go with the lob. One-on-one coverage, a ton of contact. Boy, and I can't believe that there's no flag thrown there. See how much he can get away with.
Yeah, it's very surprising. I thought there was a little bit too much contact, preventing, the receiver from getting the ball there.
Perhaps that head turned back slightly towards the line of scrimmage, and maybe that benefit of the doubt given.
Hopefully the Explorers can just convert here on 3rd down, move the chains and keep going, but that would have been a big play for them to have.
2 running backs in the backfield. LaSalle goes with 20 personnel here, the 3 wide receivers on the outside. And a bad snap and taken down on the play. Chase Regan brought the blitz from the cornerback position. The bobble didn't help. Sidwar crunched.
Yeah, Sidwar bobbled the snap, and then Chase Regan was right in there and just took him down. He had no time to even think about making a play.
And now LaSalle really has no choice but to punt the ball away here, 4th and 8.
Yeah, having that second down play back, you know, with the possible penalty really would have been big because that third down did not go the Explorers' way. And, you know, it could be first or second down, and we don't know what they'd be doing, but they're punting it away right now back to Bishop McDevitt.
And LaSalle will down it at the Bishop McDevitt 48-yard line. As we go further along in the schedule for the year, so we mentioned the Haverford game for LaSalle. It's hosting the Haverford School next Thursday night. First Thursday night football game that I can remember in LaSalle history. Perhaps Bill Wasilenko, the historian of LaSalle football, can tell me differently. And then a bye week. And then you wait all the way until Saturday the 30th, where Calvert Hall, a fellow Christian Brothers school, comes to town to take on LaSalle. That's the return trip from when LaSalle went down to Baltimore last year to take on the Cardinals. That should be a great game. It was a 1-point game last year. LaSalle much improved, and I think the Cardinals improved as well. Then it's the big one, St. Joe's Prep, the reigning 6A state champions. That game will be at Franklin Field on Friday night, October 6th at 7 p.m.
Yeah, those are some big games coming up for the Explorers, and, you know, all are going to be tough games, but we'll see how they do. But the big game on the Explorers schedule is definitely that game against St. Joe's Prep. Obviously a very, very good football team, and, you know, kind of the team standing in their way from, you know, probably winning a Catholic League title and, you know, even moving on to the state competition.
9:06, clock ticking. Bishop McDevitt, they've been able to eat up some clock the last few times they've had the ball. And it's going to be tough that time. Big play there by Matt Wills off the edge. Takes down the sophomore running back Nazir Jones-Davis.
Yeah, great stop by Matt Wills right there.
No gain on the play.
He is angry when he comes off the edge. Does a really nice job. Now, if LaSalle really wants any shot here, it's a big third down. I think if they can keep this from being a 3 or 4 yard gain, I do think Bishop McDevitt punts the ball away and plays the field position battle. If they can get 5, 6 yards and make this a 4th and 3 or less, I think all bets are off there. Big play here with 3rd and 8. Saunders steps up and is taken down. Oh, it's right in that zone. They give him 3, maybe 4 yards. It'll be 4th down and 4, and it is decision time for the Crusaders. And they're going to send the special teams unit onto the field. But this, I know it's up 20, but this is where you can actually give some autonomy to Stone Saunders here. You can run some sort of fake here. You've seen LaSalle do it in years past. Ryan Moore was the do-everything guy where he could run and basically see, do I have a lane? If not, I'll punt it rugby style. I don't know if we'll see that here, but it's 4th down and 4.
Yeah, it could be a little option play, or they might just punt the ball away and see if the Explorers can do anything. But having Stone Saunders in that punter position really allows for that type of versatility.
I think we did catch that. So basically Saunders looked to the sideline. He does punt away a really good kick. Wow, that is going to coffin corner inside the 10 off a bad snap. But he looked and saw the formation, AJ, and I think you caught it on our broadcast there. He turned to the sideline and gave a little kicking motion with his right kick, with his right leg. So I think he had the option.
Yeah, I think, you know, he is the decision maker for this offense, and, you know, he can read plays probably better than anybody on this field out there. So I think he kind of had the option, and as he does in the quarterback position, he did so in the punter position for that play and changed the play call a little bit maybe.
So now LaSalle has a long way to go. They'll flip it out for Jimmy Dolan, who is hit and dropped. That's going to be a loss of 1 yard. Screaming to the football was Chase Regan as well as Barnes.
Also Chase Regan Second and 10.
.638 and ticking. So long as, and I haven't said this word in a while, AJ, but so long as the weather holds, I am going to get down there with the wireless mic and see if we can grab a coach and player from the winning team. Here goes Stevie Davis. Davis trying to crawl LaSalle back into it. It's a gain of 12 on second down.
Yeah, good run by Davis there. Yeah, but hopefully this weather just stays off like it has been. Only 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter, so hopefully the weather just holds. We're able to get down there, get an on-field interview. That'd be awesome.
Under 6 to go as Sidwar takes the shotgun snap. Again, he's got that one-on-one coverage. Julian McFadden makes the play. The flag comes in. Leon Parson in coverage, and I think that's going to go against the defense.
I think so too. And like, what an incredible play. He's really had McFadden on a lot of plays this game, just right on that, right in that one-on-one coverage, right along the sideline, and made some really nice throws, and continue to do so. And McFadden keeps making plays even with penalties.
So 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. LaSalle is in need of a score, and they're going to need it in the next few minutes. Both teams the full complement, 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, LaSalle's going to need to score relatively quickly on this drive just to allow themselves enough time.
Sidwar scoots out of the pocket to the sideline, and it's knocked away. What a defensive play that was. Another look. It looks like Vinnie Brooks, number 43 over there, came over and dislodged that football.
Sidwar's pass incomplete. Broken up by Vinnie Brooks.
Three receiver set. Handoff is up the middle. They saw something they liked, and it's a really good play call. They had that Bishop McDevitt defense spread out wide, so why not take it up the gut? Clock stops momentarily, and now it starts rolling again.
Gain of 12.
Sidwar wearing number 7 in the white top. In the backfield, Des Ortiz alongside. It's a 4-receiver set with 3 to the near side. One-on-one coverage, and a flag comes in. Comes in the middle of the field. It's not going to be any type of pass interference, defensive or offensive. Let's see the call.
Did appear that there was some of that, but obviously not what they're calling on this play right here.
Yep, it's an ineligible man downfield. The lineman got more than a few yards down the field, and you'll see that sometimes, AJ, with run-pass options, right, where you're giving the quarterback the option to determine, do I hand it off? I'm reading that unblocked defensive end. Well, listen, the linemen don't know. They're thinking it's run block, so they're getting down the field for Davis to try to block, or for Des Ortiz if that's him. But in that case, Sidwar pulls it back, throws it, and now all of a sudden your lineman's in an ineligible position.
Yeah, it's a tough position for the linemen to be in. Just like they can't see what's going on behind them. They're just trusting that their quarterback's making a play, and then, if it is a run, they're, if it does end up being a run play, they're trying to get downfield, blocking for their man. But in this situation, it becomes a pass, and Sidwar held onto the ball just probably a little bit too long, and let that kind of play up and, sets them back 5 yards.
So it's 2nd down and 15. A little miscommunication on the last one. 4:49 to go. There still is time for LaSalle to get a quick score. Think about perhaps an onside kick. They still have the 3 timeouts as well. It's a 20-point game, 3 scores. Davis bounces to the outside. His hit and dropped. It's going to be a gain of just a yard, maybe 2. Sam Smalls comes up from the cornerback position to make the play. And it's 3rd down and 14 yards. 4 down territory at this point in the ball game. LaSalle very close to falling to 1-2, and I'll say it, AJ, maybe the best 1-2 team in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, 1-2 is a really deceiving record. I mean, they've played, Malvern Prep's obviously a really good football team, and so is this Bishop McDevitt team. So if it is 1-2.
Ball is out, and I barely heard a whistle here, but it's incomplete, I suppose. I don't know. I don't think they've blown this dead, and my instincts were not wrong. No whistles, no flags, touchdown. They say it's a catch and fumble. Ball is just sitting there. It's picked up by Rawlson.
Yeah, I don't know if the Explorers just thought the play was dead, but
everybody thought it was dead except for Jair Rawlson.
Yeah, he just kind of kept running, and I'm a little confused. I'm not going to lie, but
well, yeah, I get the call. I mean, catch, football move, put it away, pop it out. Whether you agree with the call or not, you play to the whistle, there was none. And 21 guys didn't play to the whistle.
Yeah.
One did.
Yeah, I mean, we saw an instance earlier in this game where, we were really confused by why the play wasn't whistled dead, and, kind of saw the, effects here of, like, you keep playing till the whistle, and there's not really going to be much changing. And this isn't college football or the NFL where they're going to, bring it up to the replay booth. They just kind of go with what they see on the field. And what they saw was just a play that was still alive and resulted in a touchdown and probably 21 confused other guys.
How about those officials holding firm? Nobody blew the whistle. They thought it was the right call. That one is blocked. Carson Wakefield got into the backfield. Whether you agree with the call or not, they didn't subvert to the pressure of everybody stopping.
Yeah. No, I mean, they did. They saw something, and I think they did make the right call, but it was just very, confusing, and everybody just thought it was dead. But they held firm, held true to what they saw, and it ended up, that Bishop McDevitt was able to, succeed and score a touchdown there.
.348 to play. It's the largest lead of the night for Bishop McDevitt, and certainly that's the gut punch.
Yeah.
More than midway through this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that seems like it's kind of – we had said that was a big possession for the Explorers, and even with time dwindling down, we don't know if a comeback would have been, possible. It would have been definitely very difficult, but that kind of just seems like the finishing blow there. Just, down 26 points now. That's 4 possessions. That would be really difficult to, come back from, but hopefully we see the Explorers put a little fight out there.
And make no mistake, this is a much different LaSalle team than last year. These 2 games that they've played and these defeats that they've taken, they're going to make them a lot better. I think Haverford has a lot of anger coming at them next week with a LaSalle team that expected a little bit more of themselves tonight. And then I think Calvert Hall is going to have a tough matchup. And then it's St. Joe's Prep. And it's Philadelphia Catholic League play from the first weekend in October through the last weekend in October, and then playoff time in early November. And the season, it gets away from you quickly. These things escalate. And games like this, all of a sudden you turn around, it's going to be mid-October.
Yeah, the rain has kind of finally started here at Bishop McDevitt. They stayed off pretty much most of the game, only 3:39 left on the clock here. So, I'm glad that they started that game 15 minutes earlier. It might have confused some of the viewers out there or even people traveling to the game, but, only having the rain for this little bit at the end isn't too bad.
Stevie Davis, a nice gain on first down, picks up 7. That'll be 2nd and 3. I've had the pleasure to broadcast the state championships in Pennsylvania for each of the last 2 years. Happen to have seen this Bishop McDevitt team each of the last 2 years. 1 loss and 1 win. And I'll tell you, they lost an all-senior defensive line, all of them playing college football, but the skill position guys are still there, and this year's line is stepping up. this is your favorite in 4A.
Yeah, this team looks really good. I mean, the combination of Stone Saunders and Rico Scott is scary enough for most teams to even game plan for for a week. But I think this team is just really good, and they kept a lot of the core guys in there, as you said, and this O-line really has picked up where the old one left off. They're looking really good out there. Obviously, a couple miscues here and there, but they're looking really good, and yeah, I think these guys should probably be the favorite in 4A.
Stevie Davis cuts inside, gain of 1. And the weather is really moving in now. It's not in the area, but you're seeing little flashes up in the sky. I think it behooves both teams to keep this clock moving, get people out of here safely. With that said, we're going to make the decision that's right for us and right for the student athletes down there. We're not going to bug them for a post-game interview. We really appreciate Jeff Wechter and his willingness to do it. But these guys, I have a feeling they'll have a lot of media requests over the span of the next 3 months. It's the the second weekend in September. They want to get to the second weekend in December and to play just down the road at Cumberland Valley, and they have the team to do it.
Some help from Lucas Lawler. 3rd and 11.
$1:30 to go. It's 3rd down and just a yard behind those sticks. Need to get to the 43 for the first. And on LaSalle, you get back to the drawing board. I think there's going to be some things to fix defensively specifically. And it's a John Steinmetz and Joe Leitner-led team that always gets better as the year goes along. This Bishop McDevitt team provides challenges that most teams do not, so you get a chance for some live film, and it's not always going to be fun to go through it, but they're going to get a lot better from this. These are the games that you want to see scheduled across the state of Pennsylvania and beyond. Non-league games, challenge yourself out of league, and get better.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it before they start that Catholic League schedule, which isn't easy at all. They're playing some tough games, and I think they're just going to really test themselves and, really look back at some of the plays that they make in the film and be able to improve a lot from this.
That was 4th and 10, and Sidwar was going to get lit up, made the right decision, slid. And so we'll get one knee, and we'll get everybody home safely before the Storms roll in. A great call by Rob Pugliese for the new athletic director here at Bishop McDevitt to make that call to start this game 15 minutes early. I think it's going to be the difference, quite honestly.
Yeah, no, this really made a difference. Still had a fantastic football game, and the rain started just at the end, so hopefully everybody, especially the LaSalle fans, probably traveling an hour and a half to 2 hours home, myself driving back to State College. Hopefully we all have safe drives home, and, good decision by the Bishop McDevitt and LaSalle teams, respectively, to start this game early.
A team that has gotten very used to going to the state final. Boy, do they have a good team again here this year. Bishop McDevitt wins the rubber match in this non-league matchup. LaSalle won the first one 2 years ago, 21-0. Bishop McDevitt took care of business last year, 56-7, and this was a track meet for a long time. Bishop McDevitt outlasts LaSalle. They win 47-21. Rico Scott, a star. Stone Saunders, a wonderful quarterback, and a restocked offensive line primed to take Pennsylvania by storm. A phenomenal team from 4A, a phenomenal facility. They took care of us really well. I want to thank everybody here at Bishop McDevitt, and here's hoping that this rivalry continues in years to come. Nothing on the calendar yet, as I understand it, but I hope to see it in future years. AJ, thank you so much for being here, for coming on down from State College. It's always great to see you, my man, and double duty is not easy, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure. When I heard this game was on the schedule, I was here 2 years ago just doing single duty on the camera, but, was called back down to do double duty, and I was, more than thrilled to do it. Yeah, I got to see a, good football game, two really good teams in the state of Pennsylvania, and, didn't go LaSalle's way, but it was a phenomenal game, and, I was really happy to be here.
That is great, and both teams are going to come to their respective bands. LaSalle's band hanging out through the rain, and let's hear that. As they do in every game, win or loss, the alma mater plays, and perhaps this one a bit more solemn here tonight, as once again we celebrate the life of Drew Gordon, longtime head football coach at LaSalle, took the team to new heights that it never had been to before. We appreciate his contributions. We miss you, Coach, and I know this team will be playing the rest of the year for you. Once again, my color commentator and cameraman, AJ Carabello, I'm Bob Long saying so long from a now rainy Bishop McDevitt High School. We'll see you guys next Thursday as LaSalle comes home to take on the Haverford School. Good night, everybody.